I am 88 years old, and last winter I stood alone in a hospital hallway holding a phone that would never ring again. The lights hummed softly above me. Nurses passed by without noticing me. People rushed somewhere important. I stayed still. And in that moment, I realized how quiet life becomes when it is trying to teach you something you avoided for too long. Life does not slow down, it only gets quieter. Most people believe a long life comes from luck, or strong genes, or some secret formula they never learned. That is not what I have seen. I have buried friends who were stronger than me, men who lifted heavy things and never complained. I have buried friends who were richer than me, men who owned homes, businesses and respect. I have buried friends who were more confident than me, men who always seemed certain of who they were. None of that saved them. I have stood beside hospital beds long enough to recognize the look in someone's eyes when they already know they are running out of time. People do not usually leave this world early because they are weak. They leave because they hold on to the wrong beliefs for too long. My name is Harold Whitman. I was born into a world where rest was called laziness and emotions were called weakness. Men did not talk about how they felt. They worked, they endured, they stayed quiet. So that is what I did. I worked when I was tired. I worked when I was sick. I worked when my body was asking me to stop. I told myself life would slow down one day, that one day I would finally rest. Years passed, jobs changed, faces changed, seasons came and went. Life never slowed down. My body did. One night I woke up in a hospital bed with machines humming beside me. The ceiling above me felt cold, distant, unfamiliar. The doctor stood near my bed with a calm voice and tired eyes. He did not say my heart was broken. He said it was exhausted, not damaged, not failing, just tired. Tired from years of being ignored. That word stayed with me. Ignored. I realized then that rest is not something you earn after a lifetime of suffering. Rest is something you need in order to survive life at all. For most of my years, I believed strong people do not cry. When my father died, I stood straight. When my brother passed, I shook hands and thanked people for coming. At night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling, holding grief with nowhere to put it. I thought silence made me strong. I was wrong. Emotions you bury do not disappear. They wait. They settle quietly in your chest, your stomach, your sleep. They show up as tension you cannot explain, as anger over small things, as exhaustion that never goes away. The first time I allowed myself to cry without shame, without apology, I felt lighter than I had in decades. That was when I learned something important. Strength is not silence. Strength is honesty with yourself. I also spent many years arguing, correcting people, interrupting conversations, trying to win. I thought being right mattered. It did not. All it did was raise my blood pressure and steal my peace. I lost hours, days, years trying to change people who were never listening. Eventually, I stopped. Now I let people believe what they want. I walk away with my energy intact. Peace is expensive, and I refuse to spend it on arguments that lead nowhere. For a long time I believed happiness was waiting ahead of me, when I earned more, when I achieved more, when everything finally lined up. But happiness never arrived like that. The happiest moments of my life were quiet ones, simple dinners, slow mornings, shared silence with someone who felt safe. Happiness does not announce itself, it whispers. And most people miss it because they are always waiting for something louder. One of my hardest lessons came through loss. The last time my sister called me, I told her I was tired. I said I would call her back tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. I still hear that phone ring in my dreams. Time is not polite. It does not remind you. It does not warn you. Say what you need to say while you still can. Love spoken late sounds a lot like regret. For many years, I told myself it was too late to change, too late to learn, too late to soften, too late to enjoy life differently. That lie almost made my final years small and empty. So I tried anyway. I learned new things. I traveled alone. I sat in places I had never been with no one rushing me. I made new friends late in life. And to my surprise, I laughed. Not politely, not carefully, but freely. As long as you are breathing, it is not too late. I do not have many years left, but I have peace, and peace feels better than youth ever did. That hospital ceiling taught me something I wish I had learned earlier. Life does not slow down, it only gets quieter. And in that quiet, you finally hear the truth. Now, if you will excuse me, there is a quiet morning waiting for me, and I intend to enjoy every second of it.